Hello, everybody, and welcome to your 2022 Blessings Forecast reading. That's right, we're just going to get right into it to focus on all the positive things that you are calling into your life at this moment. Let's take a moment together to just take a couple deep breaths. As usual, I would love for you to tap into your heart space and take a deep breath in. And a slow exhale out. One more time. Inhale in. And a smooth exhale out. Just inviting our guidance in around us now. Any angels, ancestors, anyone who's here to communicate for the highest good of all. And we're just tuning in to ask which one of these groups holds my blessings for the year ahead. As usual, I love to nurture using your intuition to choose. So you may hear, see, feel, or just know that it is one of the options that you see in front of you. Group number 1 will have this gold candle. Group number 2 has the gold feather. And for group number 3, we have a tiger's eye elephant. And they're saying, bring those closer so we can see. Here's the elephant for group number 3. Group number 2, here is your feather. Okay. And group number 1, again, here is your candle. Awesome. Let's move these out of the way. As you know, I shuffle on camera. That feels authentic to me, so I never draw cards in advance. I just was told that that will visually help you choose a group. So let's get started. If you chose group number 1 with the golden candle, let's go ahead and get your blessings forecast for 2022. This is the Tarot of the Divine. I have my boxes out too. All right. Dawn says, you have the coolest objects. Thank you, Dawn. It is something I am always mindful of, is just little things to make the space beautiful. And I'm hearing that it looks great. Awesome. I'm glad that you guys like it. Okay, so group number 1, Spirit, we would love to know what blessings do they have to look forward to in the next year? For 2022, Year of the Tiger, what's going on for group number 1 with the gold candle? It feels like you might be doing some self-care activities that might be a little unusual for you. For example, you might be doing something like hypnotherapy or like Reiki, some kind of energy work, something that's new to you, but some kind of new routine, like working on a problem, working on something in a different way, in a new way than before. Okay, let's stop there and see what we've got. Okay. Ooh, Ace of Swords to start for group number 1. And then you saw the King of Swords flip over. Love that for you. The Lovers. Okay. Justice. This is an epic group. Who picked this? The World. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Right off the bat, group number 1 is a banger. All right. What is going on here? Where do we want to start? So with the Lovers, this can either mean literally love, or what it usually means when I draw this card is a decision, is a choice that needs to be made. And this showing up in the middle of your reading and in a year where we have 222, which is a repeating number about relationships. I feel like you're going to be making great choices for yourself in your interpersonal relationships, holding great boundaries, You might be bolstering your love life. You might be calling in a mate for yourself. But it feels like this is different this time. So you might be working through getting rid of some kind of pattern. You see that webbing back there? It's like you're uncovering the truth about something inside of you so that you can sever through this huge knot. Like you're breaking a cycle. I feel like that's the biggest blessing for you, group number 1, because you have so many swords. You have 2 swords here, and Justice is holding a sword. That's the sword of truth. So something really big is being revealed to you this year and influencing the way that you interact with people and deepening your capacity to love others. Wow, I feel like I need to take a moment. They're like, yep, that was it. That was it. With the King of Swords, maybe I'll get some clarity on this. Hold on a second. All right. Is the King of Swords group number 1, or is that another person? That's what I want to know. The Hanged Man. I feel like that's you. Okay, so I feel like this is you. This will be your energy. If you wish to tap into it, you are just a powerhouse of truth, my friend. The King of Swords is someone who is so intelligent, so capable, very articulate, and an excellent communicator. So it could be that there's some truths that you're discovering about yourself that maybe some loved ones need to hear. So maybe you're working on some opportunities to say some things that need to be said. In other words, maybe a relationship that's gone on for a really long time. Maybe you need to establish a new boundary. And this year it looks like you are getting the tools that you have always needed to feel empowered enough to deliver these messages. And Spirit wants you to know that they are definitely on your side, that justice will prevail. So fairness will prevail in all of your situations this year. So make sure that anything that you're dealing with feels really straightforward. That's a really specific message I'm getting for you, group number 1. So that's another kind of like tip to amplify blessings this year, is if you are dealing with any kind of situation that feels a little vague in a funky way, no. That's not for you, girl. They want you to stay clear and very, very high vibrational. So if you feel like someone is not telling you the truth, and this goes for literally the whole year, I'm not kidding. So this is all about your relationships this year. This is your year about relationships, not just romantic, but familial, social, at work, everything, interpersonal, just generally. But again, if you feel like someone is not being upfront with you, Spirit is empowering you, really bolstering your energy to be able to step forth, and you are going to be the one to bring the truth to the situation. So definitely trust your judgment this year. You're going to have amazing judgment and really clear sight. So if you are energetically sensitive, you might be clairvoyant, you might have really vivid dreams. That's another gift that I'm hearing for the year of 2022 in particular. Also, with all of these swords, you might be an air sign in your big 3. So that would just confirm if this is your group. But oh my gosh, you have the World. This is one of my personal favorite cards. This represents a huge culmination in your life. This represents a big, happy ending with a big, beautiful bow. So it looks like you are ending out a cycle in order to start a new adventure. So this is like the after party. You're like doing a victory lap with the World. The World is a great energy to sit in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more messages for group number 1 about their blessings. Spirit wanted me to pull out the Mystical Shaman Oracle card deck. I don't use this one a whole lot. So let's see what he has to say today. Okay. A little hard to shuffle here. Okay. Yeah, it feels like with this truth that you're uncovering this year, it's almost like shoes, if that makes sense. Like they need to be broken in, right? So it might take a little time to get used to your new energy. For example, if you were doing hypnotherapy or some kind of Reiki or something like that, you're going to get upgrades that is going to make your body feel really different. So Spirit is talking about that. Whoop. Okay, here's one of yours. And to kind of be patient with yourself while you are adjusting to all of your upgrades. Okay, there we go. Let's push all of these up and make room for all of your messages. Okay, taming the wind. Ooh, interesting. And 55, big number of change here. I love that you got wind as one of your elements with all of these swords. That definitely resonates with the cards that are already here. The giveaway. Ooh, 23. That's my favorite number. Okay. And completion. Girl, stop. Look. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Okay. Yeah. Big full circle moment for you this year. There could be something really, really big happening to you. Like you could be preparing for retirement. You could be moving. It's like a coming of age moment for you. You could be starting your business. Something really big is happening for you this year. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say about these cards. The giveaway. So with this, they're talking about being in this place of power, like we were talking about with the King of Swords, where you feel empowered to really share what's on your heart. You strike me as someone who might take time to get to trust or get to know people. So it feels like this year, with all of this empowerment, with all of this knowledge and healing that you're doing, breaking old cycles, you're in a spot where you're like, you know what? I do have enough love to give. I do have enough confidence to be able to tell the truth in this situation where maybe in the past it would have been too scary for you to do that. I hope that's making sense for you, group number 1. We already know what completion is all about, but let's take a look here. Yeah, we've got the snake energy. Number 9 might be significant for you too. With the snake, they do want me to talk about the direction of the south in Peruvian shamanism. So with the energy of the serpent, we're working on physical things. So that might be one of your biggest goals, is to work on something physical. Maybe your physical health. That might be your new routine that you're developing. Could have to do with some kind of program that involves moving your body in a new way. But they're saying you might not realize it, but once you're able to move your body in the way that you need to move it, your throat chakra is just going to like explode open in a beautiful way. And you're going to be able to share the truth in a much more powerful way as well. And then with taming the wind, I feel like that's just you being able to grasp aspects of the truth that maybe were kind of beyond your grip for a while, if that makes sense. So they're giving me an example, and with 5-5, you know, that it can be a challenging aspect to deal with. I feel like this is something you may have struggled with before, earlier in your life, but not anymore. So an example of this would be like maybe some kind of trauma that happened earlier in your life. Now you're able to go back and digest it and work on it, if that makes sense, in a way that is really healthy for you. Okay. Let's keep it rolling here with the Animal Spirit deck for group number 1. Really epic messages for you, group number 1. I feel like you might have been asking for Spirit to show up for you in a big way. And yeah, they are, for sure. Ooh, bat. I love that. There's like Batman vibes in here right now, like facing your fears. Or harnessing your fears and making them a strength. And then camel. Ooh. You are in it for a long haul. Yeah, this is something that you've been working on for a really long time. It feels like you're actually going to be able to click it into place and actually integrate the healing and move forward, if that makes sense. So I'll use myself as an example. You know, I've worked on abandonment for a really long time, and there's different aspects of it that bubble up every once in a while. But there was a certain point where it was like, you just allow yourself to actually heal and not just circle around the pain over and over and over again. I feel like that is going to happen for you this year, which is incredible. I am so happy for you. All right. I feel like this is going to be our last deck. Let's end it with Divine Abundance. And then we'll get a special takeaway message for you, group number 1. Let's lay these right on top. Divine Flow. Ooh, I love that. Ooh. Surrender. One of my dear friends always gets this card. That's amazing. One of my mentors, Whitney McNeil, mentioned that this year, 2022, was all about, I think she said something like maybe even divine flow, like the more I let go and flow with Spirit, the more I receive. It's something like that. So if you know of her, that might have really resonated for you. Liberation. Ooh. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Oh my gosh, what were we just talking about? Yes, yes. This feels like a lifelong wound. You're healing a lifelong wound. And with the camel, it's something that you've carried for a long, long time. Oh my gosh, you're going to feel so much lighter at the end of this year. You might not even realize how much you're already changing because it's something that you've worked on for so long. This is incredible. And in the middle, of course, most importantly, we do have surrender. So this is really just an invitation from your spirit guides to just lay down what you can't carry. You might have the tendency to take on a lot, to maybe even try to help other people out, go the extra mile. No, I'm okay, I can keep going. No, not this year. This year is about taking care of yourself because you're really processing and letting go big fears, big things that have happened in the past. And Spirit really wants to help you do that. So please, if you feel overcome in the emotional body or in the physical body, if something's just going on that's just much too much, way too heavy, hand it over to Spirit. You can even do a visualization where you are writing down everything that you need to let go. You put it in an envelope and you write to the universe. Put a golden stamp on it and send it out into the void, dear, because Spirit really wants to help you. They want to help you lighten your load, okay? And it's really going to help you tap into divine flow. I also feel like meditation, hypnotherapy keeps coming up for you. So if that's not something you've tried before, I would definitely give that a try. But at the very least, meditation, I'm seeing, will be very powerful for you. Okay, and now let's get out our special golden hands since we're doing a blessings forecast. Okay, for 2022, for group number 1, I am looking away. Okay, what is the takeaway? Be sweet. This is being sweet to yourself, dear soul. That is definitely about being sweet to yourself. Yeah, and there's also, my key word for this year is nourish. So that might resonate for you as well with physical health. Okay, so those were all of your beautiful messages for your blessings forecast of 2022, Year of the Tiger, for group number 1. I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, so for group number 2, if you chose the gold feather, let's go ahead and get your forecast, your blessings forecast for 2022. We'll start with tarot, and then we'll get some guidance cards and special treats along the way. Okay. It feels like you're making some noise this year, so maybe something that you've been planning or sitting on for a while, you might announce. If you already have a business, you might be thinking about like a new program or something like that, but it feels like you're actually going to say something about it. Whoa. Ooh, look at you, High Priestess. Okay. Group number 2 with the feather. What are their blessings for the year ahead, Spirit? What can group number 2 expect to see? Oh snap. Okay. So we have the 9 of Wands. To start out with, I'm happy to say that is in the past position, so we will definitely move beyond that very quickly into the Ace of Coins. Okay. And then the High Priestess, you saw that flip out first. That is definitely you this year. 3 of Wands. And Temperance. Okay, you might have Sagittarius in your big 3. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. It looks like what you're moving past this year, which is the first blessing, would be anxiety. So the 9 of Wands is like fighting a battle for so long that you're just weary and you're like, what's around the corner? Am I going to be able to handle it? I don't even know. So it looks like we're getting out of this because you're going to receive an opportunity. This opportunity is almost going to help you snap out of this. You might still be sitting in this a little bit, but it is going to be the smallest part of what we're talking about. In fact, the only reason they brought it up is to draw a stark contrast between what you're thinking is going to happen and what is happening. Okay, so they want to make that very clear. So with the Ace of Coins, you're calling in a manifestation, I am so happy to say. And this could have to do with business. It could just be money, but it looks like income, which is always great. Always great to build stability. It feels like that's really important for you. You might even be getting a promotion or something if that's important to you, because we do have this imagery of the ladder. But ultimately, the 3 of Wands is about your shifts coming in. So that's about a manifestation that you have asked the universe for. It's coming in. And here are you in the middle of these things manifesting for you. You got 2 cards about manifesting. And you're sitting here as this wise one, as the High Priestess. So definitely do not underestimate your connection to Spirit. With the High Priestess, you might even have some more paranormal experiences than you're used to in this year specifically. So that could just be like anything from deja vu to really powerful dreams. You might even be visited by loved ones in spirit in dreams. So definitely keep a dream journal. Ooh, keep a dream journal. I'm hearing that really clearly for you. You might even go back to some spiritual studies that have helped you in the past, or even start something new. And so they want to go into the Temperance card here. This is a Sagittarius card. And with Sagittarius energy, they really love learning. So again, you might be perfecting a craft. You might be really interested in a lot of different topics all at the same time. I definitely relate to that. But Temperance is a very balanced energy. So definitely welcoming in that balanced energy. Look how different. These could not be more different. Look how terrifying this card is. And then look how serene and beautiful this card is. Okay, amazing. So definitely the very first gift at the front of the year, and we are at the front of the year. So yesterday was Lunar New Year, was dropping this fear and leaving it behind in order to receive all these manifestations and do this beautiful higher learning that you're interested in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your Mystical Shaman Oracle cards for group number 2 with the feather. Also, freedom might be really important to you, group number 2. So that might be something that you're manifesting. So it could just be something as simple as like a living situation or your car. Something that really makes you feel like you're free. You're your own person. Yeah. Okay, so for group number 2, Spirit, let's hear more about their blessings. What blessings can they expect in the coming year? Your energy feels really excited. So you might just be feeling like, let's go, let's go, let's go. It feels like you want to pick up the pace and really go for something. Okay. And for you, we are going to cut this deck. All right. So first we have the Seer. Ooh, oh, that's perfect with High Priestess. Perfect. Okay, next we have the Journey. Beautiful. That feels like this goes over here, actually. All right, and one more. The Arrow. There is big Sagittarius energy in this group. Very big Sagittarius. So definitely take a look at your whole chart, not just your sun sign, not just the ego, but look at your Sagittarius placements if you have any, or 9th house also. All right. Yes. So as I was shuffling, I was already picking up on your energy about really wanting to go for something, really wanting to shoot your shot, and Spirit's going to help you do that. It feels like it's going to be in a way this year that is really synchronistic. So you could, for example, suddenly get the funds that you need to take a class that you've always wanted to take, or start your business, or get a booth at a festival or an event that you've always wanted to be at. So definitely stay in tune with your intuition. Big time this year. Big time. You're the High Priestess. You're the Seer. So even if you want to get readings, even if that is helpful for you, no one can read yourself better than you. Okay? And you might want to take a look at moon rituals as well, even if it's just like journaling or something like that. It feels like that would be really, really helpful and really uplifting for your energy in the coming year. And with the Journey, okay, so they're talking about not getting too ahead of yourself. So if something is coming up this year that's really, really exciting, Spirit wants to invite you to notice the steps in between more. So let's say you start a business and it's like, it might take longer than you want it to get your first paying client. But Spirit's like, take a look at that time in between and how much fun you had and how excited you were to build your website, to come up with your ideas, to meet new people, to take that class. So that's another Sagittarius thing is, well, I'll self-report. I'll just talk about myself being a Sagittarius. I can get ahead of myself and it can feel impatient. So if you're feeling that, I definitely feel for you, but Spirit's just letting you know you've got a few things coming in for you this year, and to not lose sight of the journey and make sure that you're truly, truly happy during those steps. I really feel like you will be, but just to not work yourself too hard, if that makes sense. If you get too focused, you might lose the joy of those moments in between and the changes. It feels like you're a really dynamic person that handles change very well. So you might just be used to it and kind of dismiss those subtleties, but Spirit's really inviting you to kind of dig in and notice the little things. You're going to get so many messages in the coming year. You're already getting a ton of messages because your cards are falling out all over the place. And I know you see that eagle down there. That's one of the masters of this animal deck. Okay, one more spirit animal for group number 2, please. Oh, well, we will have 2. Okay, so first let's talk about the eagle. Nope. Spirit's like, nope, mention the eagle, put it down. Let's talk about these other 2. Okay, so I'm not running the show here. They are. So we have the bear and the shark together. What an interesting duo. So it feels like something might be revealed around your family this year. It feels like there's some worry or anxiety about the family this year. It feels like your mother's side or a maternal figure in the family. And look where this sits. This sits under the 9 of Wands. So what I love about the shark is that the shark is only dangerous if it's not acknowledged, right? If everyone's aware that there's a shark there and respects the shark, it's not a problem. It's just if people become too scared or shocked by the appearance of the shark, it can become an ordeal, but it doesn't need to be, right? So it feels like, I feel like somebody might confide in you something that you've been worried about. Okay. I want to get a little bit of clarity here because that just kind of came out of nowhere. Okay, so let's get a tarot card down there for you. So what does group number 2 need to know about this? Why would you bring this up in our blessings reading? Please clarify, Spirit, how this is a blessing for group number 2. Well, they're saying it's definitely a blessing that somebody trusts you enough to confide in you. It's like, this is like the energy of somebody telling you something that they were scared to tell you, if that makes sense. But they're doing it because they feel safe with you. Okay. The Lovers. Oh, you have such a beautiful energy. So the reason why this is happening down here, why this person is confiding in you, in the family, is because they love you and they trust you. They make the decision to come forth to you. And so Spirit's letting you know about this situation ahead of time, giving you a heads up, letting you know that it's not that this is negative. This person's just freaked out about this information, but they don't need to be. But know that when they do approach you with the information, it's because they love you and it's because they trust you. And knowing that ahead of time is really going to help you communicate with that person clearly, like the arrow. Wow, okay. Another message that's coming through about that, while I get your Divine Abundance cards, is another reason why the person confides in you is because of your perspective. With the arrow, it seems, and with the eagle, oh, they want me to talk about the eagle, of course. So with these 2 cards here, this is about a higher perspective than typical, which is incredible because it helps you navigate life a lot easier when you understand the big picture. The eagle is a mastery card in this deck, and it's mastering the element of air. So you might have felt drawn to group number 1 as well. There was a lot of air energy there, but you're someone who is an expert communicator. It's like you see the big picture, and because of that, when you need to focus, you are able to do so with laser-like precision, which makes you an excellent person to talk to confide in, to be around in general, because you're a master. So thank you, Spirit, for bringing that full circle. Without them, I might have even forgotten that card. Okay. Let's get your Divine Abundance cards. Isn't it funny what they'll bring up in the middle of a reading? That's why I was like, well, we asked about blessings. Why are you talking about this situation? They're like, well, they need to know, and I want to tell them. I'm like, okay. Okay. For group number 2, what divine abundance do they have to look forward to in 2022? Okay. Let's actually cut this way. All right. Trust. Yes. It's like you're learning to trust yourself on a much deeper level. And others see that and find you to be extremely trustworthy as well. It's almost like, you know, that mirroring thing that Spirit talks about a lot? It's like they see you trusting yourself and trusting your intuition and your perception. And people are like, I agree. Group number 2 is really trustworthy. I'm actually going to talk to them about something that I've been terrified to talk about. So that's amazing. Good for you. Deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Oh, you might also have a little animal companion this year that's really important to you in your life, that's really special to you, and helps you stay grounded, I'm hearing. But yeah, deepening trust, that's a perfect phrase for you for this year. And it really feels like self-trust because again, in the middle, underneath, we have the High Priestess and the Seer. So that's all about you. And one more. Gratitude. Oh, that's everything. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. Absolutely. That's why this person down here is going to be drawn to you. For sure, because they're going to sense that it feels like your vibration is really much higher this year than it was compared to last year, particularly. Because we're moving out of this anxious, almost paranoid energy into the energy of temperance and the eagle. So it's like you went down and through something and now you're up and over it. And you're able to really move forward in an extremely empowered way. Wow. Okay. I feel like they're talking a little over my head here. Let me get your takeaway message, group number 2, because there's so much going on for you in this next year. What do they need to know more than anything, Spirit, for their 2022 blessings for group number 2 with the gold feather? What do they need to know? Practice. Okay, I think that has to do with your intuitive abilities. I feel like you're going to be given chances to practice. So this might be something that you're interested in doing. Maybe you're interested in being some kind of like life coach or counseling in some way. And it feels like Spirit's hearing you and going, oh, okay, yeah, we'll definitely give them some opportunities to practice. But always remember that this is coming down to you. You are the seer, you are the high priestess, and trust in yourself. Okay, so those were your messages if you were in group number 2 with the gold feather. I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And so let's get started with group number 3. If you chose the Tiger's Eye Elephant, let's go ahead and get your messages. Okay, let's refresh this deck. That might be something that you're working on. Group number 3 is refreshing your energy, refreshing the home. All right, so for group number 3, this is such a thick with 3 C's deck. Look at that. Okay, so for group number 3, Spirit, what blessings can they look forward to in the year 2022? For group number 3, what can you tell us about their blessings forecast? What wonderful things can they look forward to? All right. Feels like these two need to come out together. All right. What else, Spirit? What does group number 3 have to look forward to? Feels like 2 more. 1 more card, please, Spirit. Oh, that's it. Okay. So for group number 3, first we had, interestingly enough, the 10 of Swords come out with the 4 of Cups on top of it. Wow, what a bizarre combo. Okay, we'll dig into that in a minute. We have the 6 of Swords. Okay, that feels like the middle there. The 8 of Cups, wow. Two different cards about leaving. And the 2 of Swords. Wow. So I can see right off the bat, group number 3, that you've been dealing with some pretty major challenges. It feels like you've been stonewalled in some way or unable to move forward. In the middle of this, the focus of the reading for group number 3 is leaving a situation. It's something, the 6 of Swords, it's so interesting that both of these are here. So let's talk about the difference between them and allow Spirit to deliver some messages here. So with the 6 of Swords, that's a situation where you are leaving because you have to. The 8 of Cups is leaving because you feel it is best for your heart. I'm not going to cry on this live, y'all. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to cry on this live. But it feels like this is something that has been really hard to figure out for you. And I'm really sorry from the bottom of my heart. I can feel how hard that is. But that is the biggest difference between these two. So, Spirit is saying, the situation you're leaving, you don't have to leave like this. You don't have to leave in crisis. You can choose to leave. It's like these cards are presenting themselves, so they're like eclipsing each other. Like you could have let a situation get this bad, where you have to just get everything and get out of there as fast as you can because you're in trouble. Instead, I can see this year, you will choose to leave because you're ready. Because it's the right thing for you to do. We're going to leave that like that, girl, okay? I feel like a similar thing is going on over here. So you might feel like really back and forth energy lately. Like, I want to do this, but I don't. But I do, but I'm scared. Well, I want it, but I have no idea what to do. So I'm really picking up on that for you. It feels like Gemini energy, which I'm a Gemini moon, so I understand. And again, with this, there could be a painful ending here, but these came out together for a reason. Instead of a painful ending, we're going to allow Spirit to offer us a 4th cup. So here you are sitting with the 3 cups here. This is what you're aware of. This is what you are aware of in your current situation. There's a different option that you're not considering back here, okay? And it's to avoid this painful situation. So like this could have been the situation if you just let it go. Okay, just to make it super, super clear. But hey, here's the 4th cup. Amazing, I'll take that. Oh, now that I have all these cups, I now understand that it's time for me to leave, that it's emotionally healthy for me to leave, and I can do that on my own without being forced to leave. Wow. Okay, so that tells me that there's another card that needs to be here, because the Two of Swords is a card about refusing to see. It's a decision that needs to be made that you're refusing to make, or you have been refusing to make. That's why she's kind of holding the swords in front of her like, no, no, thank you. I don't want to move. I'm not going to open my eyes. So let's see what you will choose instead, because these other two cards were underneath, were eclipsed by better cards. So it feels like your biggest blessing for 2022 is taking personal agency over your life and making really brave moves that maybe you haven't been able to make in the past. Ooh, you got the Three of Cups. So, listen. Here she is saying, no thanks, I'm good. I don't want to deal with anything I'm feeling. You see all that water and the moon in the background. I don't want to listen to my intuition. I just don't want to move. I'm fine right here. And here are your friends. Okay. Your friends are going to help you out. Okay. So I love that for you. And this is literally your friends. This isn't just like spirit guides or, animal. This is like friends. This is hanging out with friends. So definitely if people are talking to you or you're feeling the need to like text somebody, like a girlfriend, or hang out or go have coffee, do that. Like, do that. Do it, because that is going to help you step into this new energy. It's almost like Spirit is handing you a cloak of new, lighter, brighter energy to put on in the year 2022. They're like handing it to you like, here, girl, put this on, and then you're going to be able to leave in a much better situation. So amazing. Wow. So group number 3, if this is your group, let me know. You've got a lot going on. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. That also might be something that is helpful for you as well. Tapping into the element of water, tapping into your emotional body. Okay. So let's go ahead and get your mystical shaman oracle cards to keep this party moving. Also, if we have any eclipse seasons this year, I feel like that is going to be really important for you. So take a look just like at the astrology stuff if you want to, group number 3, just to kind of be aware, because your cards were all eclipsed and my guides have never had me do that before. So that is definitely for you. Okay, so let's hear more about group 3's blessings, Spirit. What positive, amazing things do they have to look forward to? Oh, here's your 3 cards. Okay. Heard, we can do that. First, you have the Serpent. Amazing. Again, the Serpent is connected to the direction of the south. That's about physical healing. Yeah, so this leaving could be about leaving a physical space. You might be like leaving a home, leaving a job. The Curse, you're breaking it. Oh my gosh, your cards are so dramatic. I love this. Wow. And the Sacrifice. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is really powerful energy that you're moving through. Wow, amazing. So it looks like instead of allowing life to drag you along or allowing situations to make decisions for yourself, because if we did that, we remember the outcome, right? So that's the curse. That's what this curse is referencing. Do you see how there's a hand covering her mouth? So it's like It's not like you're literally cursed. I don't want you to think that. You're not. It's just like the difference between allowing something or a circumstance to make a decision for you, allowing fear to make a decision for you, instead of standing up in your power and making a decision for yourself and taking care of yourself, allowing your friends to help you. Please allow your friends to help you. That might be something that you have really resisted in the past. With sacrifice coming out underneath that, you might feel more comfortable in the role of giver. You might be used to sacrificing your time and effort for other people. But there are people really showing up for you in 2022. That's a huge blessing for you. Okay? And look at them receiving it. So it's interesting that this actually means the opposite for you. It's like, I feel like you might have the tendency to overthink a gift. Like if somebody just wants to do something nice for you, it might really bother you how much it cost for them or how much time they spent on it. Please do not allow that to bother you. Okay? And the number 44, the number 4 generally for me is about stable foundations. And that's not something that you need to make a personal sacrifice for, okay? It feels like your community is really going to be here for you if you allow them to be. And I really, really want you to allow them to be there for you. Yeah, and with the serpent, again, we talked about this. With physical change, there's a different physical option that you're not aware of at this time that Spirit is going to present to you. A different way out of this situation. There it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some more blessings information for group number 3. Whoa. Okay, there was one. What else for group number 3 and their blessings forecast? Oh my gosh. Okay. Feel like there's just more in here for you. First out, the golden egg. Oh, I love this card. And then you can see the buffalo came out down there. Who else do we have supporting you? Octopus. And bee. Ooh, look at all this yellow for you. I love that. So up here with the golden egg, that's the spirit card that we have. The golden egg is all about your heart chakra. And also, this is really specific, but the golden egg for me particularly in the last 2 weeks has symbolized abundance, financial abundance. So if that is something that you are worried about, know that you are magnetizing that. I'm just going to leave that because that's just such a crazy synchronicity that the golden egg came out. And that was actually an image I got when I was meditating 2 weeks ago and I journaled about it and everything. So you are magnetizing financial stability. Okay? Definitely. Allow it to happen. Allow yourself to receive it. With the buffalo, this is a connection to the divine. With the purple up here, your crown chakra, there's so much in here about allowing. Group number 3. So it feels like you're really allowing yourself to be loved this year. It feels like you're allowing yourself to receive things that you deserve. You're allowing yourself to let go of these feelings of, oh, this is how things go for me. Good things don't last long, or weird sayings like that. It feels like you're letting go of that negativity, not letting it silence you. And you're letting go of the need to sacrifice, because the bee here, this personality is someone who is very happy while they're working, but mostly, above all, they're just happy. They're just happy people. So if that is something that you've been struggling with, just like working hard, or what do I do, or how do I keep myself occupied? The happiness is not going to stem from what you are doing. It's just your being. Just allowing yourself to love yourself is going to make you happy. And it feels like that's going to be a huge realization for you. It might take some stability for you to trust that, which is fine, because if you've been dealing with a heavy energy for a while, I can definitely relate to this. It might take you a little time to let that go. But please let it go, because there's so many people who love you, who want to support you. And also, girl, you are so smart. The octopus is one of the most intelligent creatures in this deck. I will say, with peace and love, the octopus usually needs to consider boundaries. Okay, so that could be something as small as allowing someone to buy you a coffee, literally. You might just be so conditioned to go, no, I don't need anything. No, I'm fine. Let them buy you a coffee, okay? Let yourself be treated. Yeah, it feels like you're used to reaching out to others, to helping other people, to sacrificing yourself, and that is totally going to flip on its head this year. And Spirit is going to offer you a totally different route than what you're afraid of happening. Okay, that is definitely your biggest blessing. It feels like you are being thrown, what are those things called? A lifesaver? Like a floaty. Like you're being, it feels like you've just been really afraid that something bad is going to come of your situation if you don't get out in time. And Spirit's going to throw you a big bone. Like, hold on. We're going to get you out of here. Okay, let's get your abundance cards and then your takeaway message for 2022 for group number 3. Okay. Sanctity. Ooh. Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Interesting. Okay. You might be tapping into different forms of religion this year as well, for strength, it seems. Divine flow. Another group got this. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all the others, to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. So I really feel like you're figuring out that trying to control every detail or come up with all the answers on your own, you're just figuring out that that's not working out. And so I think that you're allowing yourself to let go and invite Spirit in to flow more. And reframe. This is happening for me, not to me. Exactly. So again, it's reframing the mindset of waiting until the point where there's crisis and you have to leave, compared to leaving on your own accord can change everything. The way you view happiness, the way you view relationships. You don't have to be of use to someone to be worth loving. You know, it just feels like there's going to be a huge reframe in the way that you are allowing yourself to receive and allowing yourself to be loved, which is wonderful. I actually want another one with sanctity, just in case that doesn't resonate with everybody watching. So I know that religion can be kind of like, it's weird. It can either be really specific or kind of loosey-goosey. So just in case, let me get an alternate card there. Sacrifice again. Whoa. Okay, let's read what this one says. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Okay, let's put that down here as well. Wow. Yeah, whatever situation that you're needing to get out of, you're going to get out of it in 2022. But not in a messy way, in a very peaceful, empowered way that feels very good to you. And just know that you are going to have so much emotional and social support on the end of that, on the other side of that. So if you're going into a completely different situation, your people are going to be there. Your people are going to be there. Okay, and now let's get your takeaway message for your blessings forecast for 2022. What does group 3 need to know? You can't tell, but I am looking away from this. Okay. Look closer. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So with look closer, they're pointing back here. This goes all the way back to this old guy from the very beginning, your Four of Cups. He's not realizing that there's another cup back here. And so it doesn't have to be this, right? There's other options that you might not be aware of. So just keep that in mind for all year this year, that there are, I mean, this sounds super cheesy, but like that miracles are possible and that miracles can happen to you, and you deserve gifts and you deserve love as well, that we all do. It is a universal energy. And so yeah, I feel like this is an invitation to look closer at yourself. It's like, why do you feel like you might be an exception to positivity or positive flow? Why are you afraid that a good thing might not last as long as it should? If that makes sense. It just feels like we're examining thought patterns for you. You feel like a really deep thinker. I can definitely relate to that. So it feels like Spirit is saying, take a closer look at that because you're not your thoughts. Okay, you're a beautiful, vibrant being with the bee and the octopus and the golden egg and the buffalo. You're definitely someone I dig. So those are your messages for those of you who chose group number 3 with the tiger's eye elephant. I hope that resonated. That was a whole lot of information. Please let me know. Okay, well, thank you all so much for watching. I know this was a totally different style, so please comment down below. Let me know if you like this. And I'm sending you so much love and light. Please stay safe if you are in the line of bad weather, and take care of yourselves. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.